Hello and welcome to Relatable. I'm your host, Stephanie Michele. With this being September 11th, I know it's a tough day of memorial for many. I'm grateful to be sharing this day with three New Yorkers who you're going to meet in a moment. I also want to give birthday shout outs to my stepmom, Nancy, and my stepbrother, David. Happy birthday, guys. If you're watching via Facebook Live, talk to me. How was your weekend? What are you up to? Have you had your first pumpkin spice latte? You know, it's that season again. Some of us are addicted to those. I might be in that group. Over the weekend, I launched the Relate with Steph IGTV channel. I like the idea of using IGTV to talk about things that are on the flip side of being relatable, like the things that are kind of annoying. Yet I felt a little compromised by doing the video there because this 2-minute video that I posted, guys, took me the entire day on Sunday to produce. And I can't help but think what else I could have done with that time. I could have been outside enjoying nature. I could have used the time to catch up with friends, both of which I believe are more important ways to spend time. And you know, if you've been watching this show for a while, I do have a hard time with social media. Yeah, I know, it's ironic. I host a live stream digital media show and I'm troubled by social media. For personal use, social media is just value neutral for me. Although we can meet new people, it can also be addictive, time consuming, and kind of superficial. So much of what we experience on social media is augmented reality that leads to unhealthy consumptions of all kinds of things and comparison habits that are not too healthy. So I need your help and I need some encouragement from you guys. Please watch that video and let me know what you think. Even better, let's collaborate on a topic to cover there. If I can use IGTV to have some touch time with you and create art, then I'm going to keep going. So I need your feedback on this. Let me know. And speaking of art, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Our guests are the creators of Dogumenta, and it's America's first dog show, or show for dogs, show curated by dogs for dogs. So join me in the studio is Jessica Dawson. She is a New York-based art critic, reporter, and professor of art history. Jessica has written for national and international publications, which include Wall Street Journal, Art in America, and the Washington Post. She was a UCLA visiting professor from 2010 to 2014, director of identity for Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Garden from 2011 and 13, and is currently at work on a memoir. And Michele is also joining me. She is a creative development consultant and partner at Another Limited Rebellion and Art Institute Innovation Studio. She's the co-author of Creative Spirit's six 30-day challenges to jumpstart creativity. I'm totally interested in learning about that. And she's been working with NBC, Universal, Showtime Network, CBS, GE, Mozilla, and Capital One. And last but not least, Rocky is a Chelsea, New York-based Morkie. Morkie is a Maltese and New Yorkie, if you don't know. And Rocky has been sniffing out New York's best art since 2013. And they are all in the studio with me, along with Dietz today. Oh, he's going to let us know that he's here. Welcome, you guys. Hi. I'm so excited to talk about this. And I know...
Hello, Dietz. Tell us. Oh, yeah.
He's like, art for dogs? Oh, my God, I'm listening.
I'm psyched. Thanks for having us. We're so happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you. We've been looking forward to this show for a while. And when we first connected and talked about it, I can't wait to see the exhibit. So we're going, everybody in the studio with the dogs. We're going Friday to check it out.
Great.
So how did this all get started? Tell me.
You know, it's interesting. I moved to New York City about 5 years ago. And I moved thinking, I'm going to go to the center of the art world. It's going to be really ground zero. And I got there and I was like, it was quite overwhelming. New York City art, I mean, galleries everywhere, art fairs happening. You know, the art world has just expanded so much in recent years. And so, you know, I arrived, I was an art critic, and I did my gallery rounds. And you know, at the same time, I met a very special little guy. And we met on a Monday. And on Tuesday, Rocky, I asked you if you'd move in with me. And he said yes.
Yes. Fastest relationship ever.
Right, right. It was amazing.
We knew.
Yeah, totally. We knew. We totally knew. He was amazing. Oh my God. He's looking at me all adoringly. Oh, my love. So I met him around the same time. And as I do with all my friends,
Yeah.
I started going to galleries with him, and he accompanied me, you know, as I was doing my work. And I was concerned actually when I first got him because he didn't have an art history degree, and you know, he wasn't reading the New York Times, and you know, I thought, is he going to, you know, be able to enjoy, you know, the art world without that background?
Yeah.
And what surprised me so tremendously was in fact that he had a completely different take on the art world. And then in fact, when I went through those galleries, I looked down at him and he was having a better time than I was. And I said, you know, what's his secret?
Yeah.
And as we went along and as I really watched him, I saw that he was fearless in the face of art. He did not feel concerned that, you know, I can't go sniffing up to an artwork. In fact, he went directly and related with the work. He didn't have any trends that he had in mind that he said, oh, I shouldn't like that. That's,
or labels.
or labels. Exactly. No, he completely went with his gut. If he didn't like something, he wasn't concerned that he should like it. And instead, he would turn tail and leave. And I thought, you know, he's not reading the press releases. He's not reading the New York Times. I've got something to learn from him.
Yeah.
And so this notion of what Rocky could teach me about art was something that I felt was really important to bring to the art community in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And in New York City at large. And so I gathered a group on a cold February night in 2016. I gathered a group together, artists, curators, and I called for Dogumenta.
Yeah.
I said, Rocky has taught me so many important things about looking. The art world needs a new four-legged community to tap into. And the room just exploded. It was howling. Everyone just was so excited. And they said, yes, we need to give back to the canine community with an art show all their own.
Yeah, I love it. There's so much that comes up for me in what you just shared. Like, I think sometimes people that have not gone to art galleries or museums might be a little intimidated by it. And the idea that Rocky was able to go into art galleries and people were welcoming, I think that gives us, you know, anybody that's been intimidated by art, like, oh, you know, maybe these places are welcoming and open to me. I know there's a gallery in downtown LA. This woman has a great big black, I think she has a black Labrador, you know, that everybody knows around town. But so it's not intimidating. And then this idea that to see art through somebody else's eyes and don't worry about all the external things and just enjoy it and interact with it in the way that you feel best. How cool is that? Like, have your dog teach you that?
In the art world, this is perhaps the best audience you can find.
Yeah.
A four-legged audience.
Yeah. This is awesome. So that first initial meeting, you're in there with artists. Oh, yeah, you agree too? Art for you? Yeah, okay. All right. Dude.
What else?
What else do you have to say? His art form is, he likes to use his voice, I think. He wants to, spoken poetry.
Performance.
But yeah, he'll do some spoken word, I think.
No, that's absolutely, we love that. Absolutely. I love that. I love that.
I
love his work. I think he's really strong.
Emerging.
Totally.
He does have a lot of vocal range.
Yeah.
So that first meeting, you're in with a bunch of artists, you're talking, and what was the next steps? You're like...
Well, an amazing thing happened that night, and that someone in the audience, you know, was able to connect us, you know, and then, you know, it became clear that the world at large was hungry for this kind of...
We partnered with Arts Brookfield, which is the real estate, it's part of the real estate organization that runs the property that we exhibited on in New York and also here in LA. And they're amazing. They have a very strong initiative around building culture on their properties through the arts, and it's free, open to the public, and that was important to us too, because it's really about bringing more people in and, you know, making that accessible.
Well, we're going to talk more about that too, because I think that, you know, some people might be watching and go, oh, really, guys, we have so much going on in the world. You're doing an art show for dogs, but actually there's more to this. I mean, the idea that we can get out in a community and connect and lose all of our judgment and just let our little four-legged friends kind of interact and with each other in the art. Like, we need this kind of thing right now.
I mean, so far in our experience, nobody has actually told us that this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't gotten the
people are just
negative response.
Their tails are wagging.
Tails are wagging.
It sounds so good. So tell me about, I know he actually curates the art. Like, he picks the art. So how do you know if Rocky's into a piece or not?
Wow.
Rocky does go to studio visits with us. He goes to artist studios. He loves that. And he immediately has he uses different senses to engage with the world, and he's at a different point of view, perspective as well. So he brings a very unique approach to how he curates and gives information to artists. So in every situation when we brought him into a studio visit, what do you think?
It's like, I'm just ready to go to the show. You either can stay, you can stay. See,
there we go.
You got to visit.
Good boy.
You got it. There we go. All right, we're good.
And Rocky isn't necessarily verbally conversant in a lot of the art theories and background, but he does have a lot of instincts that way, and he's really open about sharing his ideas through what communication he has that is observable, and he just, like you said, same thing. He goes right up to people. He has a dialogue with the artists, and then they're able to make some choices based on what they observe or get from that communication.
Do you feel it's kind of time based? Like if he spends a little bit more time with the artist and the art, that it's like, okay, this is definitely a piece that we've got to consider.
Sometimes he knows right away. Like he's walked right into studios and like gone right up to the piece and been like that. Like sometimes the piece is in process and the artist, maybe they want to push it a little further or try something new, and they're showing us some examples, and Rocky will let us know really clearly that it's done the way it is. Like he likes it right away. So
is he vocal?
Oh yeah. But he actually does make a lot of interesting sounds.
He really does, actually. Yeah,
Make some sounds, Rocky.
Yeah,
he will. He will.
Not
in his time. In his time.
He doesn't do on
demand.
He doesn't do it.
We should have had flashcards of art.
But I think, I think he's got such a strong sense. I didn't know how lucky I was, really, that we met each other. It was really it was remarkable that this dog and I came together, because he's clearly so gifted, I think, for
it's like had inclinations and clearly cultivated them. And now we've just I think he's really grown in his capabilities, I think.
I think he's a lot more visual than a lot of pups too, although he's of course using sounds and all that, but he's very good.
And
he liked your lamp a lot. I think he would put that in the show.
He loved your lamp.
He did like my lamp.
Yes.
We're not going to tell you how he liked my lamp, but he did like my lamp.
Well, dogs have a way of claiming something. We consider that like buying it at auction.
You're right. Well, I guess we have to buy this piece, Mom. I touched it. I marked it.
Well, no, it's actually quite interesting because research has shown that this is a form of communication and art criticism. And whereas Rocky is the first canine curator, we don't yet have a new breed of canine critics. And I hope that through the communication that happens at exhibitions like Dogumenta, that we will actually, in those conversations that occur when mark making occurs, that is about messaging, not just marking and owning, but truly discussing the work.
Well, I like this idea for a lot of reasons, but like just the idea, it might be silly to people that are watching that don't have pets, but we all need help with communication right now. Like we're spending way too much time texting and like assuming things, and like the idea of slowing down, whether it's with a four-legged creature and going, well, what does that really mean, buddy? Like, what are you feeling? Like what, tell me more. Or trying to see sort of the habits in communication and learning about each other. I think that, this is we need this. This is another benefit of all of this. So
I think that's people really respond to it.
Yeah. It's a slow down, it's a connect, and enjoy something. So talk to me about the different pieces that are in the show. Like what can somebody expect to see?
Oh my gosh, so much variety. It's so interesting because when we came out here to LA for all our studio visits, we were just amazed by the art scene here, of course, is remarkable. And it was a natural fit that we would come to LA next. And the artists had just a whole brand new range of ideas, which was incredible compared to New York. There was like no repetition. We're seeing artists like going really deep into art history, like the ziggurat form, really one of the earliest sort of silhouettes of art historical, any art historical text. That form is in one of the works by Alex Sheriff. We've got sound, we've got inflatables, an inflatable work by Joshua Levine, and that piece is referencing LA art.
Okay, Deeds.
Okay.
That's too close, buddy.
Yeah, pretty close.
I was gonna let
Rockers?
He's like, I have no personal issues. Come here, buddy. Come on.
Rockers?
I'm not gonna let you down again.
Okay, Rock. Okay, bud, you wanna come be my boy? Come be my boy. Okay, let's okay.
Come here, buddy.
Yeah, let's come here. Come be my boy.
You're just trying to make friends.
I know.
Rocky,
I know. It's
Rocky.
tough. It's tough.
Good boy.
Rocky wants to be number one, clearly.
Yeah. Oh.
See, now we're all talking.
You told me this is about me.
Yeah, he's like, oh, really?
Ooh.
That's what's going on right now?
Goodness. These two.
Intense.
You two things are getting into.
We want to start a metal rock band now. It's like Rocky and Deeds,
hysterical
metal art. That's the next form of
goodness.
this.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, you need to stay set.
But we've got artists like referencing Paul McCarthy, LA art, Inflatables, Claes Oldenburg. I mean that. Others.
Well, an artist who's doing works in a social practice vein. So she has collaborated with dogs that are in NKLA shelter. That's going to be pretty different for us. So basically, dogs use a lot of different senses they prioritize different senses. Obviously, Rocky's very visual, but a lot of dogs, it's their smell or.
You're going to hate this for a minute, and then you're going to calm down. Yeah. See, there you go.
There we go.
There we go. We have to. Yeah.
Good Deeds.
See, Deeds, you're being bad Deeds. You're really not. You're not doing a good job at this.
Working with what they say. Working with that, and this is very true to Dogumenta. People asked us, what did you expect, or how did you know you could do this, or what kind of art do dogs like? And it's really this has not been done before. This is new. This is fresh. We don't entirely know what kind of aesthetic sensibilities that dogs have. We approach artists to experiment, explore with this. This is an experiment, so this is a learning opportunity. And you bring 4,000 culture hounds of all breeds and species down to Lower Manhattan to an outdoor plaza, and you see what happens. So we're going to do the same thing here in downtown LA, and really we're going to learn a lot, and it's going to be a good time because you can also have fun while you're doing that.
I mentioned when we first connected that there is a annual event, a dog event that happens in the downtown community, and it's a collaboration with the Downtown Association and the Cathedral Church, the Catholic Church, and nuns bless the dogs, and they have this beautiful space where you walk up the steps, and then all of a sudden there's all these dogs and there's vendors and the people, and even as much as he's being a goofball right now, but when he sees this. When he walks up those steps and sees all of these dogs and realizes that's for him, it's a whole different energy that happens with both the people and the dogs. There's no, drama or whatever. It's so exciting, to see. Oh, I know.
Rockers?
They're actually creating their own communication and art right now.
Rocky? Yeah. What's up, bud? What's up, bud? Want to come be my boy over here? Come over here. Yes.
Maybe. I'm gonna have claim territory in both spaces. Yeah, I know, Deeds. I know. So, all different types of pieces.
I wonder if anyone's dog is watching this show right now.
Yeah,
really.
You're out there and your dog is watching.
Please
is your dog watching?
Yeah, amazing.
Right?
Oh my God.
There are several artists. We've in this process we've found that actually a lot of artists are working. They are considering. The aesthetic point of view of animals, and so that is not. It's a emerging aesthetics concern, emerging field, which has been really cool. We've met so many artists that were already creating works in tandem with different animals, for different animals, and so some of the artists are working with us. I did meet 2 different artists that were making television for dogs, believe it or not, and in an arts capacity. So I think this sort of post-human kind, you can kind of go 2 directions with that in art and cultural theory. You can take it where it's sort of AI and you're sort of beyond human because you're in this robot world.
Yeah.
Or you can think about communication between other species, and it doesn't have to be
live TV. I love
it.
Rocky, he's fine. He's going to be picking out some other art pieces in my studio.
I don't want him to it.
It's fine.
There's
Rocky,
that lamp,
Rocky,
and it's
come
a
here.
nice lamp.
Rocky,
you've already bought the lamp, Rocky. It's fine.
Be my boy.
Well, yeah. So it's a different type of installation because now you're thinking of the perspective of the ground, really.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
There's most times we're hanging piece of art.
Just simply that the work. The work can't be. When Rocky goes, a lot of times Rocky goes into a gallery and he just can't. A lot of dogs they can't even see the work. So that's kind of unfair. And how do you expect them to, how do we understand or learn about what they're interested in if they can't even see it? So I mean, I think that simply just lowering the artwork, and we've even found a number of art collectors who have dogs that are in their families and homes have told us that they hang work low down so that their dog can interact. So again, it's not, it's new and it's emerging, but it is something that other people are thinking about and concerned with.
There's a real hunger for culture, I think, in the canine community and among their companion humans. And we're just sort of recognizing that, I think, really belatedly. I mean, we've been co-evolving with dogs for millennia. And only just now are we giving them the culture that they deserve.
And what else came up for me when you're saying that is like, okay, you just imagine all these scenarios of like dog owners at home on the phone or like on some personal device and spending a lot of time on a game or whatever, and the dog's like, what about me? Like, we used to play. Like, you used to get down on the ground with me and play the ball. Like, so I think there's a yes, there may be craving culture, but there's also something that like they're not seeing as much color and things and stuff to touch, and the owner may not be as interacting as much. That makes this so special for them because it's something they can do together.
I love that idea.
Amazing.
Art as a sort of this. I mean, and art can certainly be in technology and in various devices, but I think there's this idea of a sort of live art experience as interesting contrast.
Has anybody challenged you about dogs being colorblind and how could they?
Artists work with that. They love that. Most of the artists, when we approach them, they get really excited about they do a little research on their own, and the way artists are, they each take it in such a unique direction, and some artists, have been concerned with their work. If their work is concerned with color palette, so we had an artist, Eric Hibbett, in New York City. His work is very concerned with color already. So naturally, when he thought about dogs, he thought, well, what is dogs concerned with color? So he did some research onto their palette and created a work that used that, and it was very effective. But really, so the artists really utilize what they're already something they're already thinking about, and they sort of like, oh, well, how would a dog? What interest is this to a dog? So.
And I might add that Rocky has a different spectrum that he sees, but when we are in the galleries, we're at David's Werner and we're looking at a Dan Flavin show, and those are works that are fluorescent light tubes in various colors. I watched Rocky just soak in the atmosphere in that space, despite the limitations or differences, I should say, to his physical abilities, just the spectrum that he sees. And I think that pups are transcending limitations and their own limitations in a way that's really inspiring.
Yes. What has surprised you about putting this on? Like, what are some of the interactions that you've seen people and dogs have over the art exhibit?
I mean, I think it's a testament really to Rocky's work. How many dogs were just completely with the work. In the New York debut, dogs are very attracted to each other, to sniffing each other, etc. But what was really just chilling almost, it was so amazing to us, was how they went straight to the work themselves and were interacting with it. They were, of course, discussing it among themselves, but I think truly that we had recognized their need and their desire, and that they were really able to, for the first time, most of these pups were looking at art for the first time. And that was incredible.
They knew it was for them.
They knew it was for them. I think it really, I think the art world's eyes opened. I mean, we had people from Artforum come by, ArtNet. They were all writing about the show, speaking about Rocky's curation. And I think the art world took a pause, and they said, "Wow."
Were you worried as a critic yourself? Were you worried of what the response was going to be, if they were going to?
Yeah, I mean, of course, there are varied responses in the art world.
We just wanted response. That's all.
Yeah,
we just want people to actually have a response.
Any press, exactly.
Anyway, but I think also that maybe this isn't surprising, but that we do see that dogs, just like humans, they have different kinds of taste. Different dogs. We like to provide a variety because they respond to different things. Some of them have stronger visual, some of them have stronger audio. We try to really bring things that address all those sensibilities. So just like people, dogs have different aesthetic tastes. So.
Do you find the other dogs are a little starstruck when they meet Rocky? The first.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Do they just line up to meet him, or he's like, oh yeah?
I mean, Rocky has met a lot of, because of this, he has a lot of friends that are, quite famous on Instagram. But Rocky really keeps his cool. He's a very, unaffected by it.
I think he's pretty grounded. Like his past,
He likes the work. Like that's what's important to him. Is doing the work. He likes, coming out.
The attention or the fame.
He really doesn't. He doesn't. He's sort of. He'll pose for a picture, as you've seen.
Yeah.
But it's just not his interest. He's really much more interested in,
He's had a complicated past, and I think that's grounded him.
Yeah. Can you talk about that?
We met. We did meet at a shelter. So I don't know much about his puppyhood or his first,
what do you think
4 years.
Because everybody has a story for their. He was a rescue too.
It's unclear, but what I will say is a testament to his first parents is that they did name him Rocky, and I thought that he is, and that tradition remains, and so the rest is a mystery, in fact. But I do feel that he found his calling somehow. He's really blossomed as a pup, like just in everything. The people who've known him for the 5 years that I've had him and we've lived together just cannot believe it's the same dog that came home with me.
Is this your first dog?
Yes. So it's beautiful that he's found his calling and his place and a real role. Yeah.
Do you think he'll pick He'll pick canine collaborators for some of the upcoming shows? Or?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh my God, we'd love to. I hope
see.
so. We only hope that we can get more of the community involved.
Yeah,
I think as more Dogumenta it's raising a lot of awareness that this kind of culture is available to your dogs, and they are interested. People bring their dogs and they find out, oh, my dog really does maybe know a thing or two about art. Maybe I trust my dog and attend more art events, or I can go looking for it. We can sniff it out together, and I think that as that happens, maybe we'll have more. We'd love to have, he's the first canine curator, but we don't think he'll be the last.
No. And cats might get in the mix too. I don't know.
Who
knows?
I mean, really, people turtles.
We had a cat and a turtle attend New York, so I think we like that because that was a statement of the public saying, if dogs, why not? All kinds of creatures can,
Well,
enjoy art. Why not?
So enjoyable. I go back to this event that I know that our local community does. It is so amazing how open people are when they're watching their dog have like the best time of their life, and you're meeting people, and the dogs are meeting, and it's just so joyful. We were worried about our dogs going. Beatrice behind the camera, she was a little worried about her dog going, and he had the same reaction. He just like got up and saw that all that was for him, and he was like, this is amazing, and just interacted with all these great dogs and had a great time. And like I said, I think that we need reasons to get out and enjoy ourselves. And these little guys, and I know you'll agree with this is like my source for unconditional love. Even when he was being grumpy earlier, he doesn't care if I smell or had a bad day or whatever it is. Like I know my lamb smells, but I don't smell. But he doesn't care. He's just always there to greet and be happy, and it's so nice to be able to like see him in this like full on excitement for something that was created for him. Like I can't even tell you how excited we are about going on Friday.
We can't wait to have you.
Yeah. So we'll have to. So let's talk about that, the details. So the event here starts in LA on Friday, right?
Correct. Opens to the public 11 a.m. on Friday.
And you need to RSVP, right?
It's requested, but recommended, but not.
To make sure that
get your space.
You can get in when you want to get in.
Yeah, but you can walk up.
Okay, it is free to the public, but RSVP if you can.
Yep.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the next weekend as well.
Exactly, the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd of September also.
Awesome. And where do you go after this? Where would be the next kid thing?
So many exciting things.
Rocky, where do you want?
Yeah, what do you think, bud? You want to go? Where do you want to go?
Miami, Mars,
Berlin,
Tokyo.
A dog art show in space.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. Rocky is gonna let us know, kind of like what the next steps are.
Yeah.
We trust his instincts.
Yeah, we totally do.
What happens to the pieces after the show? The art pieces after the show? Do they stay in the collection? Are they available for someone could purchase?
Someone could absolutely purchase them if they desired. It's not our intent or goal here. It's really a free public art event. But that's
all of the artists
possible.
Can be commissioned to create works if people wanted. These were designed specifically for this sort of somewhat experimental situation, but they're all now experienced in creating works for dogs and will be successful. So they're all available for commissions. We do have a work of art that is editioned. It is called Tom. It is for the canine collecting community that we are developing. This is a piece based on Nirav Ezer's work from the New York exhibition. It's a small work for the home that can be, enjoyed by dogs and their human companions alike, and that's available for sale.
So. Yeah, that's the very first artwork, really for dogs for the home, and to really cultivate a canine patron, which I think, again, there's plenty of room for that. We're aware of human patrons, doing things for their pups, and I think that it's clear that I think a pup should also have some say into what their home environment,
especially on
contains.
that level. I mean, we just don't even think about it.
Absolutely.
I'm looking around at this space right now, and I'm like seeing all these spaces that, like, there could be something there. For them.
We'll have to share with you because it's really wonderful. Your viewers can see on our website. Tom is a silhouette of a dachshund. He sits on the floor. Beautiful. He has a sound component so that when the dog walks by, the motion sensor sets off the sort of sound, and so that the artwork and the patron are in constant conversation, which is what art should be, right? It should be about a union in that moment. Yeah. And we're really excited about Tom. I think that is we're proud of that.
Information on our website about Tom. Dogumenta.org.
We'll be sharing all those links so everybody can find out more.
Also, along the lines of sort of how does a canine see the world and what does that look like? We partnered with the Standard in downtown LA to curate the mural, 40-foot mural wall on 6th Street. And that is an artist named Allison Bamcat. Okay. And she has a very interesting concept she created about what is a dog seeing? What does Dogumenta look like to a dog? What does it look like from a dog's eye? So she has a really cool perspective there. It's in process. It'll be up as of the 14th as well. So you can stop by the plaza at Fig, and you can also walk down the street and check out the mural at the Standard, which is also a dog-friendly hotel.
Do you find that most of the artists have dogs? They're already dog lovers, or
some, but not all. Not all. Artists had a turtle, and artists are just sort of interested. A lot of that's what's wonderful about artists and their curiosity, and just wanting to tap into new audiences. I think the art world, again, it's a trend in the art world to try to expand audiences.
It's experience based too, right? It's like art that you're going to have a certain experience. It's meant to have an experience. So the dog gets to have it, the owner gets to have it, but it's something that's memorable, not something that you're just interacting with, but something that you take with you. Like, that made me feel a certain way. Or, I watched him feel a certain way or experience it a different way. Oh, I can't wait. What else? Anything else that we talked about? How people react to it. Any other things that surprised you about really putting this on? Has it really been aligned with what you expected it to be?
I think we knew from the beginning that it was going to be an international phenomenon. We really had a strong feeling that this needed to happen, and that audiences would respond positively. So positively.
You look emotional. You're like, has it connected you more to Rocky? Like it's
incredible, really. To have this sort of being come into my life and then be able to have the world to what we have done together.
Yeah.
Among the three of us.
With that, we could almost say it's just a labor of love, right? It's like again, I go back to I'm sure there's people that think, there's so many things in the world that we should be focusing on, but this is love in action. This is creativity in action.
It is the best parts of art making and the art world, and I think bringing that to an art world that does have a focus on commodity and I think there's something to be said for that. But at the same time, it's aligned as well with the art world's interest in ever expanding audiences. So I think it's both. It plays a couple of different sides, actually, the heartfelt and also the pragmatic.
I love it. All right. What is there anything else that you want to share about the exhibit that we haven't talked about that
we just can't wait to welcome all of the West Coast culture hounds down to FIG. So we encourage everyone in the audience, and their pups to come on down. We just can't wait.
I almost wish we did this after the show so we could talk about the difference between the art culture of New York and Los Angeles and the difference between the Canyons. We'll have to follow up.
Another topic.
I really want to know.
Well, maybe you'll be able to observe and track.
I know that some of what you're going to see. I mean, you're going to see. We have a lot of people that will dress up just like their dog and you'll see everything. You'll see every type of dog, big to small, every color, every dimension. And
I have no doubt we're looking forward to being entertained by the attendees themselves and their creativity.
And you'll be there all
part of it.
We'll be there.
Yeah, totally,
all day. All right. Well, let's. Do you have anything else to say? We're gonna go to an art show on Friday. It's like, okay, I can't wait.
Love it.
I love it. All right. We're going to switch gears a little bit. So one of the things we like to do on the show is, so we've talked about, we came together today to talk about dogs and an art show, but we also like to know a little bit more about you. And so the best way that we've found that we could do that is just ask an off-topic question. Okay. All right. And I never really know what these questions might be.
Huh.
Well, they're usually silly.
Well, wow.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's see what happens.
I know. All right. Let's see. Random. Okay. Would you rather, and you could answer for Rocky if you'd like. Feel like you know his answer. We'll go with that.
Really interested.
Yes. Yeah. Would you rather have a picture of you on a bad hair day in a national magazine or in your wedding photo? Bad hair day photo as a wedding photo or in a national magazine?
Wow.
Very strange question.
Rocky, what do you think?
Rocky, he's been neutered. But that doesn't mean he can't, I don't know. Do we think he would ever get married, Rocky?
It's happened before. Dogs do get married.
There have been weddings, but I don't think
he's not
really traditional.
No, when he gets a haircut, he does seem like he's a little more proud of himself. He does seem like he's more confident.
I can't really see him having a bad hair day either.
I know, right? I know, right? I mean, there's so many. Your question invites so many more questions. Right? The question of canine marriage. And is that something that this country is looking for or interested in? The question of Rocky's interest in eschewing trends and also convention, and that he wants to go his own way, and that he might just find a domestic partner, And so
he might live in a community,
and his hair, whatever with the hair. I think the other issues are themselves enough fodder for thinking for a very long time. So Yes, that's, I think, where we are with that question. Just more questions.
I think we should just keep these questions for the dogs. I might answer one for you, Deeds.
Let's do one.
Let's do answer for Deeds.
Let's see, Deeds. What Deeds?
He knows
Deeds is into what? Deeds has a couple different. He has a couple different interests, and they're both male and female. So I don't know if he would get married either.
See, he's gender fluid. He's not.
I'm sorry, Aspen. Aspen, the other studio dog. He does really love you, but he does have some other lovers. I'm just saying.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh my God. I can't wait. You've got to ask him a question. I'm dying.
Okay.
Please.
Well, this one's fun. What's the trashiest book you've ever read? Deeds, what do you do when I'm not home?
What are you reading? What are you like?
Reading?
What's under your
Deeds, what are you reading?
Yeah, what is it?
This feels like very like Sherlock Holmes. I think he reads detective.
Okay. That's
stories.
not trash. What about?
But it's not trashy.
Yeah.
He might maybe like a telenovela, to try to learn another language.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he would go for that. Okay. Yeah, that's probably it. Rocky, what do you think?
He does wear a leash and a collar.
He does, and he has studs. Maybe he's into like biker films.
Whoa.
Like really hard. We got a little metal side of him.
Anything,
earlier.
It's possible. I think. Especially when we close the door, we don't know what goes on.
It's like it's a little bit like. McQueen or something, or like very much like England punk, is because he's got the like tartan and then the like it's like a little bit of
very Sex
like
Pistols.
you don't know.
And the hair is really
we think he's like we think if he could talk, he would sound like a British rocker.
Oh yeah,
we think that's his backstory. Totally. Like he escaped. He was because they found him around LAX, the airport.
Oh wow, amazing. And oh my gosh,
you're a British rocker.
You are from out of town.
Yeah, we're pretty sure of that.
International man of mystery.
That's what his voice would be. What do you think Rocky's voice would be?
I once had a dream and he spoke to me.
Yeah.
I don't really remember what he said or what his voice was, but he definitely like just said something. It was like a guy.
Was he demure?
Like yeah, he just talked like I was like he spoke. It was pretty amazing. I just was like I remember being so shocked by it.
Yeah,
it's like blown away. But
he'd have very few words, but they'd be very profound. Is that kind of
I think he's got a little bit devilish sense of humor in there.
I think so too. I think we need a couple more of these.
I like them.
Oh, these are good. Yeah, let's see.
Would you rather have everyone love you but hate yourself, or the reverse?
Oh, geez. I don't like this question.
That's troubling.
It's very troubling.
Very complex.
Would you rather have everyone love you but hate yourself, or the reverse?
Anyway, it's just I can't even. It's a very sad.
This is what I'm gonna do with that question.
Dark. That's too dark.
That's too dark. We got to go with another one. Okay. Have you ever lied about your age? Deeds is definitely lied about his age.
Have you lied about your age?
Yeah, he's totally lied about his age.
He's like, I'm lying about my age right now.
Yeah. He's totally.
You're not like a day over 2.
Yeah, he is. Rocky, have you ever lied about your age, buddy? Yeah.
No, there's.
He's like, that's why I'm a rescue. It's a mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
Exactly.
All right, we'll put these behind us.
We'll put them behind.
He can pass for a puppy sometimes.
He's kind of into it. He's like,
no, it was fun.
I like that.
Good time.
Like, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
You like the questions?
Love it.
All right. So the next thing that we get to do 2 more things together.
Great.
So one of the things that we like to do is give guests an opportunity to give a heart swell. And what a heart swell is just an opportunity to give a shout out to somebody. It could be a group of people. It could be a dog that has meant something to you, and you just want to share some special words. The reason that we ask people to do this is just to encourage maybe the viewer, just to show that it's not that hard to do, and we need to communicate like this. So first of all, who's willing to do one?
You're going to start, right?
I want you to start.
Or maybe
you're the guest.
Deeds will start. I think let's do.
How does it work, Deeds?
Do you want to do a heart swell?
Like do an example for us, Deeds.
Deeds.
Show us.
Come here, buddy.
Show us. Yeah.
Do you want to give a heart swell to Aspen? That the reason that we couldn't have her here today because we weren't sure about everybody's behavior, and you certainly gave that testimony. We weren't really sure, huh? Do you want to say hi to Aspen? Oh no, I just did kisses. That's the heart swell. I just got my own heart swell.
See.
And you know what? I think he would say, this is so fun. When am I going to get to do this again? Talk for my dog.
Right.
So he does have a little angel pendant. And he's my second dog. I had a pit bull for 17 years named Contessa. The best dog ever. I mean, you're great too, buddy. I just love you in different ways. And Tessa, like, as she was getting older, I thought, okay, I'll get a dog. Another dog to kind of slow down this process. And it helped. It kind of gave her a new lease on life. And she taught him so many things. And they would, like, cuddle up together. And they were such an odd couple. So I think he would like give a shout out to Tessa and say like thank you for coming first and teaching my mom how to be a good dog owner and teaching me some things, and I think that's what it would be. Tessa's awesome. What do you think, Rocky? Rocky? What do you think? What do we think Rocky's
it's something I think he really is thinking about. I'm not sure.
He only has eyes for you, Jessica. Let's be honest.
I know.
He's like so in love with you. It's just not even. There's nobody else.
What have you witnessed between the two of them? That's really what we should talk about. Let's just get right into it. Yeah.
Rocky's a good friend, and that's all I'm going to say.
You're not going to deny, like, Rocky's like...
No, they have a really close friendship, and it's built on a lot of trust, and they've been together a long time, and but he's also really comfortable making new friends. See, he likes to explore, and I think the stronger their relationship is, the more comfortable he is meeting new people, and and he's quite a good friend to me as well. So
give kisses, the tail's wagging.
He loves everyone in my life. So
the most important question we have not talked about. So does he curate the people in your life as much as he does the art? Like, do you know when he likes and doesn't like somebody?
Of course. Well, I mean, it's certainly important. I mean, he and I talk about it, like who comes into my life, whatever. And of course, like it's important that they meet him and that he, feel comfortable. And
there's similar signs between art and people of what what he's into. And
Yeah. No, I think it's important that we agree at least.
Yeah, they trust their sort of senses. They utilize all of their senses and they trust them. So I think they have a good.
He's pretty protective of me too. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate being looked after.
There you go.
If people are watching and they don't have a dog, I think you have to get a dog.
What?
Like you can?
I don't have a dog.
You have a dog.
I'm allergic to dogs. So
You're allergic to...
Well, I took a hair check today.
Always. This is an interesting discovery. How do you do this? How do you? Are they bothered?
Yeah.
No, I took allergy pill.
You took it.
This kind of hair doesn't bother me.
Yeah, he's relatively hypoallergenic.
So it's all good.
I like to look at dogs. I like to look at dogs on the internet.
Yeah.
And so this is like a natural extension. So yeah.
And you are going to have. There's going to be an opportunity to rescue dogs. Both
Yes,
this weekend and next weekend.
Yes.
Both weekends.
If you don't have your own culture hound, amazing
Culture
LA
hound.
Rescue.
I like that.
Yeah, amazing LA Rescue organization is going to bring out some adoptable culture hounds that are ready to explore the galleries with you and really engage in all that LA has to offer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Amazing.
I think it's a good way to meet people too.
Totally.
Yeah.
I've borrowed other people's dogs.
Have you? Yeah. Yeah. I think that happens a lot. I see some. Yeah. I think it happens a lot. All right. Well,
awesome.
So one last thing that we get to do together. So we usually issue a social challenge of the week. Just something for somebody to try that might help them meet new people or to improve on their social skills. And I usually pick something that's inspired by our conversation. So I think for sure you've got to come to the show this weekend. Like, duh, interact with dogs, bring a dog, borrow a dog, adopt a dog, whatever.
And you don't have to bring a dog to come to the show or to enjoy the show. That's also not dog. Dog recommended. It's for dogs, but humans are welcome.
Yes, totally.
So humans have really enjoyed themselves very much. So.
Yeah. So I like the idea of maybe asking the question, like, what could you learn from your dog? Like, can you spend more time just paying attention to their different habits or their different tonations, the different noises that they make, that how they look at you, the head movements, and see like what more could you learn about maybe it's not a dog, maybe it's an animal, and maybe you have to borrow a neighbor's dog or a family dog to do this, but what can we learn about communication and relating through our canine friends? I think that's the social challenge of the week. You guys want to add anything to that?
I think that's a fantastic question. I love it.
And if you have allergies, just take a pill first. That's fine.
Yeah,
totally. You'll be fine. It's all good.
Absolutely.
All right.
So great.
So that brings us to the end of the show. I will be sharing all the links so everybody can get to find out more about this. There's great videos. There's a lot or you can learn about art on their website. Tons of photos of Rocky, of course, and pictures of the art exhibit itself. So I encourage everybody to check that out. We'll be sharing that all in the archive. Next week, we have Kate Anthony on, who is going to talk about should you stay or should you go, and some of those relationships that are kind of, you're asking that question, is this good for me or not? That's what we'll be talking about next week. And as always, I just encourage you, and like our dogs are doing this today, I encourage everybody to relate with more curiosity. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Have a nice